Today's services to remember and honor the late President Jimmy Carter continue in D.C. The 39th president's casket arrived at Joint Base Andrews from Georgia yesterday, accompanied by his family. A motorcade then transported the former president to the U.S. Navy Memorial in recognition of his military service. His body was then transferred by a horse-drawn wagon to the Capitol.
Right now, Mr. Carter is lying in state at the Capitol Rotunda. Hundreds of people packed in lines last night to pay their respects, and then in less than an hour, more will join in. And our Marcella Robertson is live outside of the Capitol this morning. Marcella, people are already lined up. Just a testimony to the impact of former President Carter.
Absolutely. Good morning to you both. About 20 people already lined up here this morning outside the Capitol, as you mentioned, to pay their respects to the late President Jimmy Carter. His casket is inside the Capitol Rotunda right now, draped with an American flag, where he will lie in state until just before tomorrow morning for that state funeral at the National Cathedral. That public viewing gets underway in less than an hour, and you know, we have seen security be tight around here for the last several days. There's fencing up behind me, and you can see this small group of people here ready to go in and pay their respects. I want to tell you, we've been talking to some of those people this morning. One woman here from Michigan drove here from Michigan, and for various reasons. You know, we've seen people of all different ages, but this woman from Michigan says that it was important for her to be here because of the type of person that Jimmy Carter was, especially his humanitarian work. So, of course, different stories from different people here this morning, and we'll continue to see that throughout this time here. But I want to show you a little bit of video from last night. This was really the first chance that people got to pay their respects up until midnight in the bitter cold. People were standing out here waiting to get inside the Capitol to pay their respects to the 39th president. Of course, for various reasons that people came out here, but many of them kind of the same sentiment, just to kind of honor his service. But keep in mind that Carter left Washington, left in 1981, and for many people, it was the work he did after leaving the White House, his humanitarian work, that has really inspired them to come out. Take a listen.
This is a really solemn moment in American history. He's given so much to our country and to the world, and I feel like we wouldn't have missed this for anything. So if it's a little cold, it doesn't matter.
We had layered appropriately. We didn't drink much liquid because we wanted to make sure we could stand in line.
Jimmy Carter was one of my biggest inspirations for joining the Peace Corps.
He monitored elections and worked to eradicate disease, and he built homes. So I think giving him a thank you and paying my respects is the very least I can do.
And thousands more expected to do that later today. Again, that public viewing runs from 7 o'clock this morning all the way until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. A couple of things to keep in mind. Again, we mentioned security has been very tight around the Capitol here. You can see the fencing behind me, and you will need to go through security if you're planning on going inside. And Capitol Police reminding people that the less you bring, the faster this line is going to go. A couple of things to keep in mind as well. No flowers allowed, no large bags, no food, and you will have to turn your cell phones off once you are inside. But again, the bitter cold not stopping people from coming out here to paying their respects as Mr. Carter makes his final trip to Washington. And again, that is until 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. You'll have the chance to pay your respects ahead of that state funeral at the National Cathedral. Back to you.
All right, Marcella Robertson reporting. Thank you, Marcella.